man. This is your boy, Hennythemoor, reporting live from the liquor store. How's everybody doing today, man? And listen, I couldn't even wait to jump on here with y'all, man. We were supposed to start at 6:15. It's 6:08. I wanted to give y'all a couple extra minutes of some premium Dallas Cowboys content, man. So, hey, it was a dirty Monday. We all had to come in after a nice weekend, actually put some work in. But it's time to sit back and relax, man. It's time to let your hair down. Time to pull up your favorite beverage. Y'all can kick back and relax with your boy Henny, man. And we gonna get drunk with this Dallas Cowboys content together, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna change my elevator music too. I'm gonna change my elevator music. I'm gonna switch the mood up just a little bit. All right, Gucci. Okay. So yeah, man, it's time to come on, get drunk off that content with your boy, man. So we're gonna talk about these final roster predictions. We're gonna see who actually makes the final cut. All that gets decided tomorrow. We're going to talk about was Trey Lance even worth that fourth round pick that we gave up. We're going to talk about some news, some updates. We're going to have a great show. And West Coast is going to slide in, at the top of the show, at the top of the hour. So, y'all just tap in with your boy. I got y'all for about, we're really going to be on here about 2 hours and some change. So y'all trying to rock with me, man. Go ahead and get you a snack or something, man. We're going to be on here for a little bit. But, hey, shout out to Miss So Over It in the chat box. Salute to you. My boy Joe Tranchina, he said, I'm watching the Astros versus Boston Red Sox. My brother King G done slid through the door. What's good with you, man? Brian Bradford, what's up with you? Yeah, there's already been some releases. We're going to cover everything. They actually announced 2 releases so far, and I'm going to keep my eyes open for updates as the show goes on. Desmond Ironman, what's up with you, my guy? Peasy. Eastside Herald 2.0, the original Dallas Cowboys fan. What's good with you, my boy? Thank you for tapping in. John Jones, what's up with you, man? So, hey, y'all know what I need out of y'all. I say this every show, but, I just got to double down on it. When you slide in the liquor store, I need these couple things from y'all, man. First and foremost, I need you to hit that like button for your boy, man. The more likes that you get on a YouTube video, the more that they promote it. So, if you really rock with your boy Henny, make sure that you hit that like button so that we can get more folks to the liquor store and we can help the platform grow, man. And then after you hit that like button, I need you to back door, hit that share button. And remember, we are going to be manifesting that 6th championship. So nothing but sixes in the chat box. Like my boy James Simmons right here. My boy done dropped 6 shot glasses. That's what you need to do. We're going to manifest that championship. So share the content 6 times. Drop 6 emojis in the chat box. And when you get your discount, because if you slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, I can get you a discount. When you slap that Eagles fan, slap their ass 6 times. They deserve it. Right? So, hey, y'all know the drill, man. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that Eagles fan. And if you're trying to enter to win that Dallas Cowboy jacket or pullover, hit that Cash App or hit that Super Chat, man. It's $5 an entry, and we're going to wrap up the raffle on the 2nd. So you got under a week to get your raffle entries in, and then we'll draw the winner. Hey, shout out to my boy Charlie Jones in the building, man. Charlie Jones, I see you. Joe, I see you with the 6 championships. Justin Kitchens, my boy Raymond Silas, what's up with you, man? Dwayne Brown, what's Gucci, my boy? Salute to you. Rev Rebel, I see you. James Simmons, Buck Wayne. Salute to all y'all good people for sliding in and showing love to the channel, man. Y'all the real MVPs. All right, so we got all that out the way, though, man. Y'all know, hit the like, hit the share, hit that Eagles fan, hit the Cash App. Let's get into the content, man. Let's get into the content. That's what we're all here for. All right, so let me see which talking point I want to cover. Well, real quick, because, the main thing we wanted to do was project, this final 53-man roster. The initial reports were the Dallas Cowboys were not going to tell anybody that they got cut. They're going to wait till Tuesday morning. That turned out not to be true, because the Dallas Cowboys have given 2 of their players their walking papers. So the Dallas Cowboys brought them into the office. They had that long talk, about this ain't working out. It's not you, it's me. They had to have a breakup with 2 of their players today, man. So we're going to talk about the 2 players that just got cut. This is the news. You know that you can trust it because it's Michael Gilkins. He said 10,000 people filed off your fingers. Slap shit out the Eagles fans, man. All right, so this is from your boy Michael Gilkins. Right, this is the first one. So the Cowboys, whoops, let me bring that back up. Cowboys have begun the difficult process of reducing roster to 53 players. Some moves today. The bulk Tuesday morning. Center Alec Lindstrom has been notified he's been waived. A person familiar with the decision said he spent last year on the Dallas practice squad. So center Alec Lindstrom, according to Michael Gelkin, has been cut. He was a former practice squad player for the Dallas Cowboys last year. He was a guy that they had brought in to be a developmental center. And, I guess the experiment is over. Now, realistically, he hasn't proved anything at this point. There is a good opportunity for him to still make it back to the practice squad if the Dallas Cowboys want him. But he was a practice squad player last year anyway. So it's not like he was a guy that was on the active roster contributing or anything like that. But he's been cut. He might end up back on the practice squad. We'll see what happens. But, with 1,100 people out there, right, with 1,100 people being unemployed tomorrow, it might be a tall order for him to end up back with the Dallas Cowboys, right? So if you wanted to know anything about Alec Lindstrom, he played at Boston College, right? So he played at Boston College for a couple years. He was a 2-time first-team All-ACC player. He was a third-team All-ACC player. So, but he's undersized. He's undersized for his position. 6'3", 300 pounds. He has not, panned out up to this point. So, maybe he ended up back on the practice squad. Maybe, he's able to develop down the line, but Alec Lindstrom has been cut. Another name that was brought up in the chat box, and this was one that we knew was coming, right? Because remember, when we added this dude, we said, who the hell is this? Ben Banogu. Lord forgive me for butchering your name, man. It's not intentional, but I didn't really get a chance to learn your name. You weren't here long enough. But we picked him up right, in the middle of the offseason. He is a former second-round pick by the Indianapolis Colts back in 2019. Edge rusher, defensive end. Did not really pan out. He did not pan out in Indianapolis. He ain't panned out with us. He's been cut, and I highly doubt that we waste our time and bring him back to the practice squad. So salute to him, man. I hope that he finds a place that he can go and contribute and develop and have a long, prosperous NFL career, but it's obviously not going to be with the Dallas Cowboys. So that's the news so far. The Dallas Cowboys have cut 2 players. They're down to 88. They got to get down to 53. Right, they down to 88, got to get down to 53. So, that's another 35 players they got to get cut. Dallas Cowboys still got to cut 35 more players, by tomorrow. So we'll see. We'll see if there are any more guys whose names trickle in, while we're on the show. But yeah, so the Dallas Cowboys have started making moves. But what are your thoughts, though, man? We're here to discuss who we believe need to make the final roster. Neither one of these guys were people that we expected to make the final roster, right? We didn't expect Ben Banogu to make the final roster. We didn't expect Lindstrom to make the final roster. So none of the guys, that are on the bubble, have had their bubble pop yet. Everybody that we've been speaking on, discussing if they should make the team or not, their fate has not been decided yet. But, y'all know how I feel about certain players. Like, there are certain players that have been so productive, so good, that the Dallas Cowboys dare not risk losing them. Right? And this is one of those guys right here, man. Right? Isaiah Land has been phenomenal. Right? He's been one of the best pass rushers in the entirety of the preseason. Right? He's been one of the pass rushers for the Dallas Cowboys. Right? So I feel like he's going to make the team. I don't know who he makes the team over, but Isaiah Land has shown so much production. He's shown so much promise, that he has to make this final roster, because I don't think that he'll clear waivers. I think somebody will snatch him up in a heartbeat. And even if he makes it through waivers, he's somebody they will, steal off of our practice squad. Right, they'll steal him off our practice squad. So Isaiah Land, right, according to Marcus Mosher, Isaiah Land finished the preseason with 10 pressures and 7 hurries on 45 pass rush snaps, according to PFF. Pretty productive preseason from the undrafted free agent. So Isaiah Land, man, he got such a quick first step. Like he was really out there bringing pressures. He was making the guys uncomfortable in the pocket. He was doing some incredible things, man. Yeah, Cox is on the bubble. Now, Cox may be okay due to the 2 injuries in front of him. Right, due to the 2 injuries in front of him, we know that DeMarvion Overshown is going to miss the year, and we know that Malik Jefferson has been injured himself. So Jabril Cox might make it. I don't necessarily want him to make it, but I think there's a possibility, that he slides by the skin of his teeth, so to speak. But yeah, Isaiah Land is somebody that needs to make this team. So if you are wondering where I stand with Isaiah Land in regards to the 53-man roster, I have him as a lock. I'm not sure. Dwayne Brown going in, he said Land over Armstrong. You know what? If it came down to it, because listen, Armstrong does not have another year. This is his final year with the Dallas Cowboys. So if it came down to it, if I had to choose between 4 years of Isaiah Land and this one final year of Dorrance Armstrong, you might force my hand. I think I would go that route because Isaiah Land is young, promising. He had a season where he had 19 sacks. So if push came to shove, if I could only have either or and I can't have both of them, I am going to take the youth and the upside of Isaiah Land over the singular season of, Dorrance Armstrong. It would be different if Dorrance Armstrong was on a, multi-year deal or something. But, Isaiah Land, we got him for 4 years. We got Isaiah Land for 4 years. We want him. Dorrance Armstrong could have a great year and price himself out of Dallas right now. So you go with the guy who contract you can control longer, who has the upside, so if push came to sub Dwayne Brown, I think you're right. I will go with Isaiah Land. Yo, what's up with your iRock? Thanks for stopping by and showing love to the channel, my boy. How you living? He said that or get someone from the streets at the cuts. Yeah, I'm not listen, I'm not letting Isaiah Land lead the building. I'm shutting them in. I'm putting furniture in front of the door. You know what I'm saying? I'm hiding the key. I'm locking the door and hiding the key. Like Isaiah Land, man, he has so much upside, so much potential as a pass rusher in the NFL. Like so much raw talent. There's a reason that Dan Quinn has been coveting this boy for 2 years. Dan Quinn was scouting this boy before he was even eligible. So, I'm not letting Isaiah Land lead the building. Jerry Decker said, bring a linebacker in. I would. Yeah, I'll cut Cox. Now, listen, Cox is already on my bubble. I'm sure out of 1,100 people, I could find somebody that I like more than Jabril Cox. Jabril Cox has done nothing to make me think that somebody would take him off my practice squad. I'm gonna put Jabril Cox on my practice squad and sleep peacefully. King G, what's up with you, man? Big Ben and Rich, what's good with y'all? Thank y'all for stopping by and showing love to the channel. So yeah, push come to shove, I'll put Jabril Cox on the practice squad because he hasn't shown anything up to this point for me to think that somebody's gonna take him off the practice squad. He hasn't shown me that he's gonna get taken off the practice squad. And even if he did, right, we're talking about a guy that would have got cut anyway. Right, that's a guy that would have got cut anyway if DeMarvion Overshown and Malik Jefferson were not injured. So more power to Jabril Cox. I hope that he puts it together in the league eventually. He got the skill set, he got the athleticism, he got the size. He just ain't put it together yet. So when we cut him, God bless him. I hope he goes somewhere and develop. I just don't see him, being able to make this roster. David Jurgensen, what's up with you, my guy? They was stopping by and showing love to the channel. Salute to you. He said Cox and Nev on the bubble for sure. Yeah, I can definitely see a scenario where Neville Gallimore gets cut. He had a pretty solid preseason too, but they've already drafted his replacement. Neville Gallimore's a 3-tech. They brought in Junior Fihoko to be the guy that they can groom, to be their future 3-tech, right behind Osa. We already got a starting 3-tech in Osa, and then if you're looking for a guy to develop behind Osa, you got Junior Fihoko. So I don't really see where Neville Gallimore fits into this because, when you got young rookie talent that you can start over with, I think they'll go that route. Desmond Ironman, what's up with you, man? I see the Spunter block. They was tapping in. At the Lockhart, salute to you. They were tapping in. The Iceberg Slims. Let me put this one up there. I like how it started. Land is Randy Gregory 2.0, but without the headaches. ABCU kids, schools killing Marquise Bell, Florida A&M, Alabama State, Jalen Tolbert, Will McClay, Pet Cats. Yeah, I like them boys, man. I like them boys. And actually, Tolbert is actually from South Alabama, but he is from a small school. So the fact that they're finding these up and coming young talents at these smaller schools, that's damn good scouting. That's great scouting on their part. Great scouting on their part. He said, "You think we make sure to keep Isaiah Land because of Stan Williams off field?" I think you keep Isaiah Land just because he's too good to let go. Like sometimes it's not about who else you have on the roster. Sometimes you have a talent that is so good you just can't let them slip through your fingers. What's up with your landlord from Wakanda? They was tapping in and showing love, my boy. Hey, shout out to my brother King G for the $10 super chat, man. Thank you for stopping by and showing love. And my boy, he said, best in the business. Appreciate you, kinfolk. Liquor store love. I appreciate that, King G. And hey, man, they got you 2 more raffle entries for the Dallas Cowboy jacket or the Dallas Cowboy pullover, man. So salute to you, King. And if y'all want to be like my brother King G and improve your odds of winning that, hit the Cash App with the super chats, man. My boy landlord for Wakanda said goat shit. Hey, appreciate y'all, my boy. Appreciate y'all. So yeah, Isaiah Land has to stay. You got 9, King G. You been putting in work, my boy. You got 9 of them things this time around. You got 9 of them things. So salute to you, my boy. All right, so let's continue down the line. So let me get this one pulled up. So this is actually a little bit off subject, but I did want to talk about this real quick before we jump back with the meat and potatoes of it. Hold up, what my boy said. I see a true Cowboys fan said the Lance trade is good. While Dak's fans digging him, he hasn't beat out Brock Purdy or Sam Darnold. He wasn't wanted by Kyle. Well, this is the thing. He has not played a lot of football, right? Oh, matter of fact, before I touch on this right here, I'm gonna play you this video clip. We're gonna talk about the Trey Lance thing real quick before we jump back into the news, the updates, and roster predictions. I do want to cover this real quick. So I want y'all to put this in perspective. So listen to Kyle Brandt as he discusses Trey Lance, and listen to the key numbers that he drops. Right. So this is from you'll see it. I'm gonna play it for y'all, and y'all have a large time listening to this. And we're gonna discuss it. iRock said, when is the raffle over? Raffle is not over until the September the 2nd. So September the 2nd, we're gonna end the raffle. So we got until Saturday. So we're good until Saturday. We're gonna stop the raffle on Saturday. No, Dak was not happy about Will Grier getting cut. Like, you notice when Dak Prescott invited the offense, to go on that trip to Atlanta, You saw that Cooper Rush wasn't there, but Will Grier was. Him and Will Grier are close. Like, he was very upset that they made a move and cut his homeboy. Because Will Grier, if they hadn't traded for Trey Lance, Will Grier was going to still be here with Dak Prescott in that quarterback room. He would have been the emergency quarterback, but he would have still been on the team. Dak Prescott was mad about Will Grier getting cut. You know what I'm saying? That's why they were so emotional. Will Grier was on the verge of tears after the game. Dak Prescott was upset after the game. It was about Will Grier and not Trey Lance. But Dak Prescott liked Trey Lance. You know what I'm saying? They did a commercial together. They did a promotion together before he came to the league. So he's not mad at Trey Lance. He's mad that they cut his homeboy. Hey, shout out to my boy Charlie Jones for the $5 super chat, man. Shout out to my brother for Charlie Jones for the $5 super chat. Didn't say anything, but he still got love. He still got love for your boy. And Charlie, they got you another raffle entry too, my boy. Okay, let me find you real quick so I can update you. And then we're gonna play this video. We're gonna play this video. And I did not know that he had taken this few. I knew he did not have that many snaps, but when he put this into perspective, it blew my damn mind. And Charlie Jones, that's your 8th raffle entry, my boy. So salute to you. All right, so let me play this for y'all real quick. Yo, what's up with you, Charlie? What's up with you, Michael H? So that's what they're getting at. So to put this into perspective, right? Because he said Trey Lance, over the course of his football life, had less passing attempts than Geno Smith had last year. So I went and looked. Geno Smith had 572 passing attempts last year. He had 572 passing attempts last year. So that means, and if you add up high school, right, his passing attempts in high school, his passing attempts in college, his passing attempts in the preseason in the NFL, and his passing attempts, in the regular season in the NFL. He has under 572 career passing attempts ever, right, for his entire life. For his entire life. Henny, that's funny. Dak mad about Will Grier getting cut. He showed more madness than he did for Zeke. Now listen, we didn't see, they didn't put a camera in Dak Prescott's face after they cut Ezekiel Elliott because they were off. It was in the off season. Dak Prescott probably threw furniture or some shit when Ezekiel Elliott got cut. Because matter of fact, this preseason game, Dak Prescott came in wearing Ezekiel Elliott's college jersey. He came in this last game where he called the plays. He showed up wearing Ezekiel Elliott's number 15 Ohio State jersey to show the boys some love. So, like Dak Prescott was highly upset about Ezekiel Elliott getting cut. It just so happened that we couldn't see it because the season was over. He was somewhere in Frisco, probably, getting drunk after he heard that shit. So yeah, so Trey Lance, he hasn't played a lot of football at all. Under 572 passing attempts since high school. Under 572 passing attempts since high school. So, I think that next year, because I don't think that our quarterbacks are ever going to play. I don't think Dak Prescott is ever going to play in the preseason again. Right? But, I think that they need to give Trey Lance. They need to let Trey Lance play every preseason game next year. He needs to start the Hall of Fame game and play all 4 quarters. He need to play week 1 all 4 quarters. He need to play week 2 all 4 quarters. He need to play week 5 all 4 quarters. Right? He needs to play some football. He needs to play some football, man. And honestly, I also had this train of thought because I'm not questioning the athletic ability of Trey Lance. He's 6'4", runs like a 4.5 or a 4.6, has a huge arm. The athletic traits are there. I understand why people are enamored with him. But I still don't understand why the San Francisco 49ers, traded away 3 first-round picks to get a guy, who only had 16 starts in college. You know what I mean? So like he has great measurables, but he has not played a lot of football. So I just want people to understand, like, Trey Lance is a long way away from being a finished product. Say Lance is probably gonna throw more passes in practice this year than he did the last 2 years. And we also got to remember that Trey Lance broke his ankle last year. He started the year as the starting quarterback. He would have probably got, and that's one of the things that, that sort of skews this a little bit. They were going to give him the opportunity to play 17 games last year. He would have played 17 games of football last year. He would have had some developmental reps. He would have went through his growing pains. He would have been way more ahead in his progression last year had he stayed healthy. But he broke his ankle the second game of the season. It wasn't as severe as the ankle injury that Dak Prescott suffered, but he broke his ankle. He had to miss the rest of the year, and then he never got his year back. Yeah, if the lights come on, that's great. If not, we only spend a fourth round pick for him. But that's another question. So let's segue from that. Now that we understand, how little football this man have played. We know he ain't played a lot of football. So now let's segue to, was the fourth round pick worth getting Trey Lance? Should we have tried to give up a fifth or a sixth, right, to get Trey Lance instead of trading the fourth? Now, when we hear a fourth, like when you look at it on paper, well, you gave up a fourth round pick to get a player that y'all had a second round grade on. That's a come up, right? Well, you look at it from that perspective, it is. But if you look at it from another perspective, and you look at your current roster, and you look, at all the fourth round picks that are actually playing for you right now, right? It puts it into more, of a question of, was it worth giving up that fourth round pick? Hey, shout out to Double R for the $2 super chat, man. He says, "Sup HTM Sports and Cowboy Nation, go Cowboys." So you're like, Henny, you tripping. It was only a fourth round pick, dog. It was only a fourth. Well, it was only a fourth, but look what the Dallas Cowboys do with fourth round picks. Hold that thought. Look what we do with fourth round picks. Let me see if I got this loaded in here so I can find it. So Jeff Kavanaugh asked the same question I'm asking. Right, look at your current roster. Dak Prescott, your starting quarterback. These are all the fourth round picks, for the Dallas Cowboys. 2016 onward. The only person missing is Tapper. Tapper is not on here. He was drafted in the fourth round the same year as Dak Prescott. But you look at Dak Prescott, offensive rookie of the year, two-time Pro Bowler, top 10 quarterback in the NFL, top 10 completion percentage, passer rating, and touchdown interception ratio in league history. You got him in the fourth round. Jake Ferguson, your starting tight end this year. You got him in the fourth round. Tyler Biadasz, your starting center, your starting Pro Bowl center. These are all the guys. I kid you not. Well, hold up. I gotta go back and see. I gotta see who was the fourth round pick in 2017. So Jake Ferguson, Tyler Biadasz, your Pro Bowl center, right? Your Pro Bowl center. Dalton Schultz. Say what you want about Dalton Schultz. Y'all just didn't like Dalton Schultz. Y'all know I have a completely different opinion about Dalton Schultz than y'all did. Dalton Schultz gave y'all top 10 tight end production. Like, you look at catches, passing yards, touchdowns, right? If you look at all that stuff, he had top 10 production for you. Tony Pollard is your starting running back, Pro Bowl running back. You got him in the fourth round. So let me ask you a question. I know it's a big risk, it's a big rewards, low risk move. Because if Trey Lance pans out and he's a top 10 quarterback, or he's this elite, alien quarterback down the line, you did great. But let me ask you, if it doesn't pan out, If it don't pan out and you miss out on an opportunity to get another Pro Bowl player in the 4th round, because you're good at that. You hit on most of them. You hit on a large majority of your picks. So let me ask y'all, what do you think about the 4th round pick? Based on what you know by the Dallas Cowboys track record, would you have tried to go with like a 5th or a 6th over this 4th round pick? Now, if you're fine with giving up the 4th round pick, just put yes. It was fine. We 4th round pick was fine. We're not gonna miss it, Henny. You tripping? You overanalyzing it. I might be, but but listen, if you're not fine with it, if you think, hey man, like we got some ballers in the 4th round, right? We got a lot of ballers in the 4th round. Just put a no, just put an N. I want a little bit of class participation. What's up with you, Miss Regina Green? How you living? They was tapping in and showing love. Christopher Gillis says, I think it would be better to develop Trey, and if Dak is still in his prime, you trade him to the Raiders for a ransom. My boy, True Cowboys fan, 1972, said he Gucci with it. Big Benny Rich said he Gucci with it. Alex said we could trade for another one. Michael H said he the Cowboys QB3 now. That worked for both parties. A year ago, it would have cost them a roster spot to carry a 3rd. That's true. Thank you. Ryan Swisher is probably the person we're missing. Ryan Swisher did not hit on shit. So I think the misses were Charles Tapper, Ryan Switzer. I think Dalton Schultz was the 2018 pick. Landoria Streams. What's up with you, Drew? FSU Cowboys. What's good with you, man? So listen, I think it's a wait and see approach with this. Because listen, if Trey Lance develops, nobody gives a damn about the 4th round pick. Right? If Trey Lance develops, or, if you can flip Trey Lance for a higher pick, even if Trey Lance doesn't become our starting quarterback, but if we can flip Trey Lance to get a higher pick than what we gave up for him, that's cool. Right? Because there are multiple scenarios. He said Tyrone Church tell Malik Davis and Nation Wright getting cut. Is that official? Let me go here and see. I know that we seen some that happen already. So let's see. I need to do better on looking while I'm on here. I know that some moves have already happened. So, I need to be mindful of checking over the course. I need to be mindful of checking over the course of this. So let me see. All right, I haven't seen it yet. But I can definitely see a scenario where not only Malik Davis gets cut, but I can see them also cutting Hunter. I know that's not something that we want to talk about because we like Hunter. But that's a conversation for down the line after we get through this. Not saying I agree with it, but I can see it. My boy Iceberg Slim says Ryan Switzer didn't get a chance. He didn't. But at the same time, we cut him, and he really didn't catch on anywhere else in the NFL. So I understand why people, say that he won a guy that didn't pan out. Because he didn't. So I guess that's a wait and see perspective with that, and I'm fine with it. Give it time. We will readdress the question, not even next year, the year after. We'll come back to if the 4th round pick was worth it in about 2026. So let's take a look. Hey, no, for real though. Because listen, In 2023, this year, Dak Prescott is still under contract. 2024, next year, Dak Prescott is still under contract. Right? So if he is, and listen, he has a 5th-year option, but the 5th-year option for him is there and there starting quarterback money because he was first round pick. So if you pick up his 5th-year option, right? Him being a first round player, you pick up his 5th-year option, that's probably over $20 million for him to be a backup quarterback. So I'll take that back. 2025, we can come back and have this discussion because it will not be cheap to actually keep Trey Lance. You either sign him to a deal, you know what I'm saying, or you pick up his 5th-year option. Because you have 2 years of him being on a decent contract, and then you have to make a decision with him. So we'll come back and we will reconvene on that in 2025, not 2026. We'll come back and reconvene on that in 2025. So let's get back to this roster, to this roster spots. Guys that graded out good in the final preseason game. Do y'all think that this helps them out? Yo, what's up with you, Neil? My boy said he done slapped 17 Eagles fans before stepping in. So you done slapped the Eagles fan for every game in the season. Hey, no, that's hard work. That's dedication. That's love right there, my boy. Thank you for tapping in and showing love. So this is by my boy, Professor O. He just posted some Pro Football Focus grades for pass blocking in the Raiders game. So TJ Bass was your highest graded pass blocking offensive lineman, graded out as an 83.4. Now, I already thought that he was a roster lock. He has shown to be a better fit and a better candidate than Matt Forniak. He was efficient playing right guard. He was efficient playing left guard. Everywhere that they put TJ Bass, he was exceptional. No, I know that it was not always the best competition that were trying to get pressures on him, but he did phenomenal. He did phenomenal. So TJ Bass, I already felt like he had a roster spot. Now, my boy, Asim Richards, 80.7. He was also exceptional. He's been exceptional the entirety of the preseason. Now, TJ Bass, as y'all know, was my pet cat, and Mr. Richards was somebody that I said would take a couple of years to develop. I was wrong. He's ready. You can plug and play him. And I know it's a small sample size, but so far I trust him more than any of my other swing tackles. Now, granted, I still believe if something was to happen to Tyron Smith, they're just going to move Tyler Smith over there. But, I do trust him over Josh Ball. I trust him over Matt Waletzko. I trust him over the Edoga boy. I trust him over all those other swing tackles. I did not think that I'd be right here saying that this early, right? Because like I said, I thought he was like 2 years out. He's ready right now, right? So, hey, that just go to show you player development is a real thing. It's a pleasant surprise. And, I feel because of these two guys, because of Mr. Richards and because of Mr. Bass, I feel way more confident in my offensive line depth than I did coming into the season. Next up is actually my boy Nameplate. My boy Nameplate, Alex Taylor, is actually longer than that. But that boy Alex Taylor was the 3rd rated offensive lineman in terms of pass blocking. He had a 78.1. Now listen, I'm gonna learn your name now because I called you Nameplate because they had that your entire name, like they had your first name, your middle name, both your last names, and one of your future sons' names on the same jersey. That shit was long. So, I called your Nameplate because, it went from one nameplate to the other nameplate down your elbow. It was a long-ass name. But, in the limited snaps you played, my boy, you've been playing good. So, I'm not even going to disrespect you. I ain't going to disrespect you no more. I heard nothing about him either. He probably didn't get an opportunity. They were playing the shit out of Josh Ball, and this is the kind of stuff that happens. It's the same kind of stuff that happened with Aviante Collins. right? Aviante Collins went out there and had an exceptional preseason over Josh Ball, and he was the guy that got the short end of the stick, and they like Josh Ball for some reason. I'm not saying that I'm happy that Josh Ball got hurt, but the injury to Josh Ball, he's expected to miss multiple weeks, maybe 2 months. They think it might be a 2-month injury for that boy Josh Ball. You folks might actually get a roster spot. There might actually be a roster spot for an offensive lineman that deserves it. So Matt Waletzko had a very up and down preseason, but he had a very good final showing, graded as the 78. And Brock Hoffman usually get his ass whooped. They usually lay hands and feet on that boy Hoffman, but I guess they only laid hands today. They didn't really move him in the passing game. So shout out to that boy Brock Hoffman. He had a very good showing. Now, out of these five offensive linemen, the top three would be ones that I would keep. I would say that TJ Bass is a lock. I say that Mr. Richards is a lock. And depending on how they like Matt Waletzko, right? Because I think realistically, and I hate to say this, I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to do something stupid, and it involves Josh Ball. There are two ways to handle Josh Ball, who is going to be out for probably 2 months. He's going to be out for about 2 months. You can put him on IR right now, and put him on IR would end his season. You would end his season, right? You would have no opportunity to bring him back. No opportunity to bring him back this year. Or you could let him make the initial 53-man roster and then put his ass on IR. But then that would mean he would have to actively take up a roster spot, right, to do that. He would still have to make the 53-man roster first and then get placed on IR, meaning you would have to cut somebody still for Josh Ball ass. So what I hope is that they use this as a red shirt year for Josh Ball, because we don't really need him. We do not need him. Right? Go ahead and either, and my boy Michael H say, cut him and give him an injury settlement, place him on IR right now and free up that roster spot. But what you cannot do, in my opinion, is have Josh Ball take up a roster spot, have to cut somebody that's more important than Josh Ball, right? Just to put him on IR for him to come back. We don't need Josh Ball. We got our top 7 offensive linemen. I really would put Matt Waletzko ahead of Josh Ball right now. Tommy Montoya, what's up with you, my boy? Thank you for stopping by and showing love to the channel. Salute to you. I appreciate you for rocking with me. Neil said the Jones is going to F this ball thing up. They usually do. I mean, they like their guys. We like our guys. What they really mean is, we play golf together. We be chilling, doing all these different things. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to be on this team so we can continue our relationship. So, that's how they usually operate. And you got to remember, this is a family-run business. There is nobody that can tell Jerry Jones he's tripping. There's nobody that can tell Stephen Jones he's tripping. Like, this is a family-run business. They keep it in the family. You know what I'm saying? So, he said they always try and be cute and it backfires every damn time, bro. Every damn time. So yeah. So those are the two I would say as a lock as our primary swings are TJ Bass and Richards. It's not even based on this, right? So keep TJ Bass, keep Ace and Richards, and y'all can figure out everything else. But listen, if you cut either one of those guys, we riot. We ride in the streets. We ride in the streets. You cut TJ Bass, we riot. We're gonna burn some shit up. You cut Mr. Richards, we gonna burn some shit up. They done played too good, to not reward their production. They played too good not to reward their production. Oh, and another power stat by Marcus Mosher in regards to Mr. Richards. In regards to Mr. Richards, he said that boy. Let me see if I got the right one pulled up. I do got it. Okay. So in regard to Mr. Richards, he had 190 snaps in the preseason and allowed just 5 total pressures. So he won 185 times out of 190. That is amazing, right? Because if you don't give up no sack, you don't give up no pressures, you won. So 190 reps, 185 wins, so to speak, right? So let's do some math. So 185 over 190. That means that Awesome Richards won 97% of the time. I need y'all to drop 97 in the chat box, man. Go ahead, drop 97 in the chat box. He said, go back and look at all my comments. I told y'all Dak Lovers is coming. Ricky Madison, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a realistic question. How are the Dallas Cowboys going to get out of Dak Prescott's contract? If you give me a wise answer, based in truth and facts, we can continue the discussion. But how are the Dallas Cowboys going to get out of Dak Prescott's contract? Let me know. Because if you watch all my content, you would know that that's damn near impossible. So, I'm pretty sure, unless they just let him walk in 2025, he's still going to be your quarterback for at least this year and next year. Yeah, so he won on 97% of his plays. Yeah, you can't. Dak Prescott will have to want to leave. You know what I'm saying? Dak Prescott will have to want to not be part of the Dallas Cowboys in order for him to get off the team. Outside of that, they stuck with him. So yeah, brilliant performance, by Mr. Richards though. That's why I say that he can't get cut. Like, we are not the only team that has PFF. We're not the only team that has access to advanced analytics. We're not the only team that has, access to anything. Like, they know that, the league knows that he's been balling. There's going to be a lot of attention paid, to guys, like him who are late round picks and undrafted free agents and things like that. There's going to be a lot of attention paid to them boys. So you can't let them walk. They'll end up on somebody's team. He said, Tommy, when Tyron Smith gets hurt, that's it. He will not get that spot back. A good possibility. Cowboys will be competing against other thirsty quarterback teams looking for a quarterback. We see it every year. Derek Carr. This year's linemen smoked the previous prospects. I agree. Because listen, as much as I like Aviante Collins, I like Richards more. You know what I'm saying? We're just talking about guys from previous years. I like him more. I like Richards more. I like Bass more. Like, we got something right here. We got something. They've already shown that they're better than Fournier now. They've already shown. Yeah, I definitely think Richards can hold it down. He said it depends on who your swing tackle is. Well, that's the beautiful thing. Richards has played both guard and tackle for the Dallas Cowboys in preseason. TJ Bass has gotten a couple snaps. He was actually predominantly a left tackle in college. It just, at this level, I don't think that he has the footwork to be a consistent left tackle. But they both got some position flex. Both graded out pretty good at both positions. Now, I would prefer Richards to be the swing tackle and Bass to be the swing guard. Yeah, one of the reasons that he did not, go higher is just time on task. He has not played a lot of football. He just, started playing tackle his senior year of high school. Yeah, like he just started playing tackle his senior year of high school. This boy was playing defensive end. This boy was playing tight end. He was not playing tackle to his senior year of high school. So, the fact that he's, even got drafted with that little amount of playing time, speaks volume to his raw athletic ability. Clebo, what's Gucci, my boy? Rico Jones, what's up with you? Thank y'all for stopping by and showing love to the liquor store, man. But before we continue, my guy, let's take a quick little like break, man. Let me go on YouTube and see how y'all treating your boy, man. I know not everybody can donate or anything like that, but, you gotta at least hit the like and share for your boy, man. So let's see what we're looking like over here. All right, so I got 77 people watching on YouTube, and I got 55 likes. So if you ain't hit that like button yet, man, or you ain't hit that share button yet, please do that for your boy. Hit that like and share for your boy, man. TJ Bass didn't give up a sack in 2 years. And Jalen Carter, no sacks versus Georgia. Yeah, I seen that. And he was also the highest grade zone blocking offensive lineman in the NCAA 2 years in a row. So, those are the reasons why I liked him when we brought him in. Because what people don't realize, he had a higher grade coming out than Asen Richards. TJ Bass had a 4th round grade. TJ Bass had a 4th round grade coming out. So I'm not even sure how the boy, went undrafted. I'm not sure how he went undrafted. But it happened. We evaluated him. We brought him in. I am grateful for that. I am grateful for that people, let him go undrafted when he had a 4th round grade coming out. Crazy shit. Crazy stuff right there. Oh, yeah, I seen that Johnny Herrera. Because he got released, and Benogu, how you say his name, also got released. We talked about, those were actually the first 2 things that we talked about when we came in here today. We talked about those 2 guys being released. But, we didn't expect him to make the team, and Alex Lindstrom was only a practice squad guy last year anyway. He was on the practice squad, last year. And he's probably going to be on the practice squad this year. We can still sign him back. Nobody's going to pick up Alex Lindstrom. My boy Christopher said, if we can, I'd rather Tyler have his career left guard. He's so powerful at that spot. Hey, I'm fine with it. If we got somebody that is a more efficient, if we can find somebody that can be a more efficient person, than Tyler, and allow him to play guard still, I would love that. The backup guard or the backup center, because Alex Lindstrom was a center. The backup center right now is Matt Forniak, if I'm not mistaken. It's either Hoffman or Matt Forniak who will be the backup center. Swing tackle, I think they're looking at Richards. Swing guard, I think they're looking at at Bass, because they play Bass at both left guard and right guard. So he's going to be the backup guard. Richards is going to probably be the backup tackle, so to speak, if they don't want to move Tyler Smith. So those are the 2 guys that are going to be your primary swings, in my opinion. He said, have I seen him at right tackle? Not a lot. They put him there a couple times, not a lot, but he's been good. He's been good everywhere they put him at so far. He's graded out good in every aspect. So, if they think he can do it, I'm going to let him do it. Now, listen, I would prefer him to hold the left side down. But But listen, they might go ahead and keep Lesko, for playing on the right side. You never know. It really just comes down to how many offensive linemen you think they keep. Do they keep 7? Do they keep 8? Do they keep 9? Do they keep 10? It just depends on how many offensive linemen you think they keep. We got breaking news because I ain't seen that one yet. So per Michael Gelkin, tight end Seth Green has been released. And listen, we knew that would happen. Because listen, Seth Green barely even played in the preseason. He was not getting any burn. Right? He was not getting any burn. So listen, he signed last October, and he was also a practice squad guy. So listen, everybody they had on the practice squad last year, like I'm pretty sure they're gonna cut them because they can get them guys back. Ain't nobody checking for Seth Green. Ain't nobody checking for Alec Lindstrom. Right? Ain't nobody checking for Ben. Let's just be honest. When you look at the waiver wire and guys are getting released, boy, there are former starters that are getting released. Like the Houston Texans just released a linebacker that had over 100 tackles last year. In Kirksey. Started against us. Kirksey had over 100 tackles last year, was a team captain, and they cut him. Right? The Giants just cut James Robinson, who was a former 1,000-yard rusher in the NFL. You know, Kenyon Drake then got cut. Greedy Williams being cut. There are all these guys that used to be starters in the NFL, right? There's all these guys that used to be starters in the NFL that got cut. Nobody is checking for them boys. Like, there are guys that have priority over them. Like, let's keep it real. Hey, Clevo. Hey, man, I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to make it sound like that, but in terms of because there are guys that have been nothing but practice squad guys the majority of their career, and then there are guys that have actually started and have a resume that are going to be on the open market. Like, there are guys with 1,000-yard rusher on their resume. There is guys with defensive team captain on their resume. There are guys, you know, with former second, third round pick on their resumes. Right? So those are the guys that are going to get, you know, priority over the other guys. They said, is he CeeLo Green, people? He might be. Oh, no. Clevo, you good, man. I know you playing. And, hey, JC, what's Gucci with you? They were tapping in and showing love. They can bring that to my attention. So, yeah. So, hey, the Dallas Cowboys have cut 3 people. They're down to 87. Right, so let's do the math. They got to get down to 53. They got to cut 50. They got to cut 32 more folks. So 32 more folks are going to be in the unemployment line. You know what I'm saying? They're going to probably start a podcast like your boy Henny. Go out there, get a CDL or something. So, you know, there's going to be a bunch of folks. And listen, I really need not joke like that. I be joking like that all the time, but there are really some guys that are going to lose their NFL careers. I don't want to even take that lightly. You know, these are guys' livelihoods. These are guys' dreams. These are, you know, guys sacrificed to even be in this position. Years and years of sacrifice. And, you know, some of these guys are going to get cut and never get another opportunity. So instead of me joking and making these jokes, more power to them, man. I hope that they land on their feet. You know, I hope that they get another opportunity, you know, to play for an NFL team and play in the NFL program. So, you know, I'm not even going to joke like that, man. You know, a lot of guys have sacrificed more than you could ever say. Right? Like, a lot of these guys have sacrificed more than we could ever imagine just to be in this position. And, you know, it's not going to work out for them. So, you know, I'm actually going to say a prayer for these guys to keep them in a positive spirit and things like that. So, I'm not even going to clown these boys, man. I'm not even going to clown them. Hey, shout out to the original people for stopping by and showing love to the liquor store, man. Salute to you. Yeah, man, it's going to be a hard time for some of the guys, man. So, yeah, I don't even want to play like that. So, yeah, if you're able to even make a practice squad, right, that's still big. You know, that's still big. They still paying you. You're still on the NFL roster. And you may get an opportunity, man. Okay, how many times did we cut Cooper Rush and bring him back right before he actually got an opportunity to play for us and get a contract and things like that, right? Cause we cut Cooper Rush, brought him to the practice squad, right? We had like that cycle of him getting cut and coming back and things like that. JJ the Mind Wild. Yeah, I know it's the nature of the business, man. But I'm not gonna drag them kids either. I be forgetting a lot of these boys are kids. A lot of these boys are kids. I got some of these boys are younger than my kids. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna even play like that. At least not right now. They ain't did nothing to piss me off. Matter of fact, Wes is supposed to be in here. I'm finna shoot cause the link, cause I ain't seen him slide in here. He ain't messaged me, said nothing. So let me shoot Wes this link. Make sure he's still trying to rock with me. Cause I've been rambling on for about an hour. We got like another hour and a half, to get it in. Yeah, I saw. And thank you for also bringing it to our attention. But Seth Green, tight end, a guy that was on our practice squad since last year, has been cut. Alex Lindstrom, a center that was also on our practice squad, has been cut. And then Ben Beniogu, how you pronounce the young man's name, he's also been cut. So we got 3 roster moves that happened. The Dallas Cowboys are down to 87 people. They got to get down to 53 by tomorrow. So they made 3 cuts. They got to make 32 more. 32 more cuts, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it 34? They're going from 90. Yeah. So let's see how it happened. He said Alex Lindstrom. I don't think he's not old enough to be washed. Said Henny, how they cut Malik after playing good in a few games last year. Did they cut Malik? Did they cut Malik Jefferson? Let me go and look. Cause I'm gonna stick looking at Michael Gelkin's stuff because he stayed coming with some updates. He's updated. Nah, Simeon ain't got cut yet. Not from what I'm seeing. Now, if it's happened, I haven't seen Michael Gelkin reported yet. That's why I've been looking at to get these updates, but I haven't seen him do it yet. And let's be honest, I'm not surprised if Simeon gets cut because we're super deep at wide receiver, but I'm also, not. I also believe there's an opportunity for him to end up, back on the practice squad. Yeah, they ain't cutting Junior. They just brought him in. So I don't see him cutting Junior Fehoko. Like anybody that got drafted this year, I don't see it. Yeah, I think Malik Davis is the odd man out. Hey, listen, when we needed let me tell you, actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words with the Dallas Cowboys. In a playoff game where we needed another running back, right? Because Tony Pollard broke his ankle. When we needed another running back in a playoff game, we did not even allow him to run the ball. In these preseason games, they have not even allowed him to get that many touches. Right? So he's barely played. So, I think the Dallas Cowboys are done with him. I could be wrong, but it does not look like that they are trying to bring him in. Yeah, he didn't have a great preseason showing. He gave us some blitz. He gave us a sack and blitz pickup. He had a game where he averaged under a yard. Yeah, he hasn't allowed a pressure all preseason. I saw that. And Asen Richards only allowed 5 in 190 snaps. So both those guys were stellar. I hope they can continue to do that. against tougher competition. But I'm really excited to see them boys develop. I would cut I'll cut Neville before I cut Bohanna, because I think Bohanna, can add some versatility to that one tech. You can add some depth to that one tech position. Yeah, Simi gonna clear waivers. Simi gonna clear waivers and be back on the practice squad. I'm glad we hit on the backup offensive lineman too, because if we did not, it was going to be a long season. If we had any kind of injuries. I seen that they won, man, and they beat the team that Dion had issues beating. So that's major. That's major for your program. So let's see. Okay. So this is another thing, right? Because somebody came in here earlier talking about, I told you Dak lovers. No. I'm just going to touch on this one more time, for the people that still think that Trey Lance is going to take Dak Prescott's job anytime soon. So Dak Prescott is tied to the Dallas Cowboys until the 2025 offseason. So he's tied to us this year, the 2023 season, and he is also tied to us in the 2024 season. Oh, wow. The Cowgirls. How original. How original. Please don't be an Eagles fan. Listen, I'll tell you what. You can call Dak Prescott trash if you've beaten Dak Prescott recently. So if you are an Eagles fan and you have not beaten Dak Prescott in 4 years, you cannot call him trash. If you are a Giants fan that has not beaten Dak Prescott in 6 years, you cannot call him trash, right? And that's management. And the next time one of these dick pullers come in here talking crazy, wrench gang, you go ahead and put a hole in his head. You can snipe the goofies.
Hey, what's up with you, man? Hey, are my pages connected?
I don't see nothing connected, boy. I didn't see you on.
Is it connected now, though?
No, I don't see him connected. Let me go in and see. Matter of fact, let me jump on your page, man. Let me just double check manually.
Not too.
Let me see. West Coast Cowboy. But how you living?
Oh man, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm in third.
Yeah, I don't see you. I don't see you. I don't see you attached to the page just yet.
Can we go down and come back up, or no? I say,
yeah. Matter of fact, go in, add your pages, and then I'll bring you in.
I don't know if it's gonna let me add it from here.
Yeah, I think that's the only way you can add your pages. You probably have to just go down to your whatchamacallit, add them. You probably had to go add them from your laptop, and then jump back on. So yeah, man. All right, JJ the Mind. Thank you for putting a hole in his head. Listen, we whacking shit. All 2023. I don't be in no 49ers fan group chat box. I don't be in no Eagles fan chat box. We don't be nowhere. You know what I'm saying? We be here listening to Cowboys content. We know we got him, man. We got him. He said, "Cuz look like CD from The Color Purple." Boy, y'all gays here. He said, "Mine, I noticed you like that N-word. What up with that? West Coast Cowboys in the building." He sliding in.
Hey, it will only let me add my channels at the beginning. So at the beginning of the link. So we have to start a whole new show. If I wanted to add my show, you down to start a show? New show?
Man, we like 100 deep right now. Hey, y'all just spin the block and y'all come right back.
I promise I'll give you guys. I promise you. I promise you this. I will give you an hour and 15, 20 minutes of content.
Okay, so I tell everybody what. Spin the block. We're gonna come back live.
Wait. Let me see if I can do it from. Let me see. Because my computer, my HDMI cord just became free. Y'all know we share HDMI cords over here, so don't get mad at me.
That's life.
All right, so hold on. Let me log out, and then I'm gonna come back in. Let me see if I can do it from my computer now.
All right, back in. All right, so Cuzzo is gonna be back in here. Yeah, I don't want y'all to. So y'all ain't gotta leave the building. You know, we're gonna get this worked out, and we got like another hour and some change. You know, so we got like another hour and some change to do some content. Hey, listen. Let them troll. You know, all we need from their ass is the whatchamacallit. All right, now you should still be able to add your channels now. I can't hear you though, Wes, because you're talking away from the.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's gonna let me do it.
Okay, we'll just start over and come right back in.
All right.
Man, but hey, y'all good.
We'll have my crazy ass audience in here too, though.
All right, bet. Well, hey, we're going to come back in 60 seconds.
Hey, real quick. I want to know real quick who here is going to come back. I want you to put it in the comment box right now. Put the letter I. If you're gonna put,
we need a show of hands. We need a show of hands
right now. I need a show of hands. Put it in the comment box because we want to hold you guys responsible. Make sure y'all come back up in here. You feel me?
Hey, JJ the Mind said I. Rico Jones dropped the actual I, so you know he's a real one. Hoodlum, Heist. Hey, Victor Lee, the original people. Okay. All right, we're going to spin the block. Darren Sutton, Charles White, John Jones. Hold on. Eric Black, Ortavius. Hold on.
All right, let's go. I'm ready.
All right, they ready too. So, hey, thank y'all for tapping in. We're coming back in 60 seconds. Count it down. 60 seconds. Count it down. Be right back.